Welcome to cooking cheap, easy, and tasty meal. Okay, today I'm going to make a Cuban-inspired steak dish. Now, you could use pretty much any cut of beef, and you could tenderize it with meat mallet or something if you want. It usually uses thin meat. Now, I went to the store today and they had some tenderized beef on sale, some cube steak as you would call it. I figured I would use that. So I'm going to start off. This is an onion. You could use whichever onion you like. I like red onions. You may not want to use as much onion as I used, but like I said, I like onion. And I'm just sprinkle a little cilantro on it just for a little flavor. And then I'm going to crush some garlic into it, or at least I'm going to try. I'm trying to do too much at one time, probably. All right, so there's the first batch of garlic. I'll do a little less each time. There's that. This was a fairly small piece of garlic, small pod of garlic, so I'm going to take, and I'm using most of it. And I'm going to get the last couple pieces and crush them. And then I'm going to take my knife and cut off the remnants of it. Okay, so now we have some garlic. I'm going to put a little olive oil in there. Probably a tablespoon or two. I'll mix it all up. Then I'm going to put my cube steak on top. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper. Turn it over, do the same thing on the other side. One of the good things about using cube steak for this is it can absorb the salt and the other flavors really well. So I think it makes a good choice of it. It's already been tenderized a bit. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I put the juice of 2 limes in to help tenderize this even more. Whew, that splashes. Maybe I'll go the other way. I guess that works better. There we go. There's the second one. Glad I had glasses on. It would have splashed me right in the face. All right. There's the third one. And the fourth one. This is 4 halves, so 2 limes. Those are fairly big limes, so it's really a lot of lime juice. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and mix it up a little bit by hand. Try and get the meat and the onion and the lime juice all mixed around. And then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about 4 hours. before I cook it. We could probably do it for an hour and it'd probably be enough, but I'm not going to cook dinner for about 4 hours, so that's why it's going to take so long. I'll get back when I do that. Okay, now we're going to cook our steak, which has been marinating for several hours in a mixture of onions, lime juice, garlic, and salt and pepper, and a little bit of cilantro. And you can see you can just look at the texture of it, it's changed a little bit. So, what I'm going to do is turn this on to about 7.5, let it warm up. I think I'm going to use a little canola oil just because it's so high heat. And then we will cook the individual pieces of steak, and then we will cook the onions separately. I'm just going to put maybe a tablespoon of oil in there. Hopefully it won't need more than that. Take this first piece of steak and lay it in it. The next piece and lay it in. Maybe add just a little bit more oil. It shouldn't take very long to cook because they're fairly thin pieces. I think traditionally you would use a thin piece of steak that's been pounded even thinner. So these are probably going to take a little bit longer to cook, but I'm hoping they'll get the flavor. Okay, add a little bit of oil back in, just a tiny bit. Let that get hot. And then we're going to put our onions and garlic in. I'm going to let the onions have time to get a little soft, and then they're going to be ready because they should be fairly well seasoned from the lime juice and the time they spent curing in it. Not bad. Okay, that should be finished. Okay, this is a Cuban-inspired steak that I really have enjoyed. I also have included with it a Cuban black bean and rice dish that I think you might enjoy. I'll provide that recipe next week. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give us a like. Thank you.